After the Great War between humans and the alien races, a galactic treaty was signed. It was called the Universal Peace Agreement. It stopped all fighting, ended space attacks, and gave Earth protection under alien law. People on Earth believed the treaty would never break. They were wrong. The first sign in a quiet city in Alaska. A boy named Liam looked at the night sky. He liked stars. Every night he counted them. But tonight, something was different. He saw a bright red light moving fast, then another, and another. They weren't stars. They weren't airplanes. "Dad," Liam said, "come quick." His father, a retired space soldier, stepped outside. His face turned pale. "That's not normal," he whispered. The red lights were not falling. They were moving, flying, toward Earth. High orbit. Near Earth, Captain Razek of the Kraxan Empire sat inside his warship. His black eyes scanned the Earth below, this planet. "Sleeps," he said to his soldiers. "It trusts the treaty. It thinks we won't come." He raised his hand. "Burn it." Washington, D.C., Earth President Arya Clark stood in the Earth Defense Command room. Her officers looked nervous. The satellite screens were all black. No signal. No video. Just static. Then one screen turned on. A message appeared in red letters. "The treaty is dead. Earth will fall." An old alien language. Only one person in the room could read it. Dr. Ishan Kumar, a linguist, said, "It's Kraxan. It says, they're coming." Suddenly, every satellite feed came back, but it was too late. New York City, it began with a sound, a low humming, like a giant horn in the sky. People looked up. Hundreds of dark, sharp ships appeared, blocking the sun. They weren't like the old alien ships from history books. These were new. Faster. Stronger. Cruel. They moved like shadows. Silent. Smooth. Deadly. One ship opened from below. A bright blue beam fell down onto a building. The building turned to dust, then the next. But there was no escape. India, the Space Research Center in the mountains of Himachal. A girl named Zara watched. Her father, Dr. Akhil, shut down his lab. "Why are we closing everything?" she asked. Dr. Akhil looked tired. "They're coming, Zara. The Kraxans. We thought the treaty would hold them back. We were fools. But Earth is protected, right?" He shook his head slowly. "No, Earth is alone." Suddenly, alarms rang. Red lights flashed. Outside, the sky turned black. Alien command ship, orbiting Earth. Captain Razek smiled. His clawed hand touched the glass. "Humans are weak. They forgot how to fight. They believed in peace." His second in command, lizard-like alien, asked, "What if they resist?" Razek growled. "Then we show them the monsters they tried to forget." He pressed a button. A hidden chamber opened. Inside it, strange pods glowed. "They created monsters once," said. "Now they will be punished by their own creations." Back in Alaska, strange light in the forest. Liam and his father packed their truck. They were ready to leave the city. Suddenly, the ground shook. Not like an earthquake. Something else. Something deep. Liam saw lights in the nearby forest. Blue and white, dancing like fireflies. But these were not bugs. They were alive. One flew near his face. It stopped midair, studying him. Then it shot up into the sky fast as a bullet. "What was that?" Liam asked. His father didn't answer. His eyes were wide with fear. Beijing, China, underground bunker. General Lin watched as alien ships flew over the city. "Send the Skyfire drones," he ordered. Dozens of human drones flew into the air. They attacked the alien ships with missiles and lasers. For a moment, it looked like they were winning. Then the alien ships changed. They morphed, shifted shape in the air. Their armor grew. Their weapons changed. In seconds, they destroyed every human drone. One ship dove low and destroyed a military base with a single beam. General Lin stood frozen. They're adapting. He whispered. Germany, secret vault 7 deep underground. In a forgotten bunker. Alarms screamed. A file opened on a dusty computer screen. Project IT inactive. An old man in a wheelchair rolled in. His name was Director Emil Hart. He hadn't worked in 40 years, but now he knew what this meant. God help us, he said. They woke the Titans. The truth about the past long ago, before the treaty, before Earth joined the Galactic Council. Something terrible happened. The Kroxan Empire wanted soldiers. Not just any soldiers. They wanted super-soldiers. So they came to Earth, found early humans, and began testing. Changing DNA, adding alien code, making monsters in human skin. The program was called Project Titan, but the humans rebelled. The experiments escaped. Some vanished into mountains, some hid in forests, some went deep under the oceans. And then the Kroxans left, thinking they were gone, but they were never gone. They were sleeping. Now, the return of the Kroxans woke them up. South America, Amazon rainforest. A girl named Yara heard the trees whisper. She was native to the jungle. She always listened to nature. Today, the wind spoke in a strange voice. They have returned. She walked into the forest. Alone, deeper than ever before. She reached a tree older than time. It opened. A glowing figure stepped out. Not human. Not alien. Both. It looked at Yara and spoke. We are the forgotten. The treaty is broken. The war begins again. Alien broadcast. World transmission. Every screen on Earth lit up. Captain Razak appeared, speaking in perfect English. Humans, your time is over. You broke the laws of nature. You mixed blood that should never mix. Now we return to erase you. Surrender, and we may let some live. Then the screen went black. London. Earth resistance begins. A young woman named Ava saw the message. She was a mechanic working on old space engines. She stood up and grabbed a metal pipe. Let them come, she said. She had no idea that inside her blood was the same DNA the aliens feared. Final scene. The monster in the ice in Antarctica. A hidden base blinked to life. Lights powered up for the first time in 100 years. Inside a frozen tank was something massive. Over 10 feet tall, human-shaped. But not human. Its eyes opened. Glowing red. The ice cracked around it. It whispered, in a voice not heard for centuries. We are awake. The world was no longer the same. The Galactic Treaty, once a symbol of peace, was now broken. Alien ships flew in the skies of Earth. Cities burned. Fear spread fast. But something else had also awakened. Something forgotten. Something not human. Seen. 1. The fire over Paris, France. The Eiffel Tower stood tall, watching the sky. People gathered in fear, pointing at the black shapes above. Alien warships hovered like hungry birds. Suddenly, one ship moved. It opened like a flower. A bright beam of blue fire shot down. The Eiffel Tower melted within seconds. People screamed and ran. Cars crashed into each other. Smoke filled the air. The ship fired again and again, but it didn't aim at forests or rivers. Only metal, buildings, machines. One boy noticed. They're not destroying nature, just our world. Scene 2. Ava joins the fight. Ava sat in a hidden bunker under London. The walls shook as alien blasts hit the city above. She wiped grease off her hands and looked at the old space engine she had been fixing. I was a mechanic yesterday, she whispered. Now I'm a soldier. The resistance leader, Colonel Darius, walked in. We need pilots. We have ships but no one to fly them. I can fly, Ava said. You sure? She nodded. Let me fight. He stared at her, then handed her a small device. Then come. We move in 1 hour. Scene 3. The Kroxan commanders plan high above Earth. Captain Razak watched cities burn. Still, he was not happy. Why do they resist? He asked. His second-in-command replied, They are human. They always resist. Razak turned toward a dark screen showing strange energy spikes across Earth. Then let's push harder. Send the harvesters. But sir, that will awaken more of them. Razak growled. Let them wake. We'll crush them all. One by one. Scene 4. The harvester lands in Nigerian, a small village in Nigeria. Children played outside. They didn't know war had reached Earth. Then the ground shook. Animals ran. Birds screamed. The sky opened and a giant machine fell from space. It had 6 legs, glowing eyes and arms like long metal whips. The harvester. It began sucking energy from the ground. Rivers dried. Plants withered. A boy watched, frozen in fear. Suddenly, the harvester stopped. It looked at him. Then boom. A blast of fire hit the machine from the trees. A man stepped out of the shadows. He was tall. His skin glowed faintly gold. Not human, not alien. The harvester screamed and attacked, but the man moved fast. He dodged the whips, jumped high, and slammed his fist into the machine. The metal cracked. 1 punch, 2 punches. On the third, the harvester exploded in fire. The boy stared at the glowing man. The man looked at him and said one word, "Run." Then vanished into the trees. Scene 5. Liam's discovery back in Alaska. Liam and his father had driven deep into the forest. They camped near a frozen lake, but Liam couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the glowing light he saw. That night, he left the tent and walked to the lake. Something shimmered under the ice. He knelt and looked closer. A face stared back at him from under the ice. Eyes glowing blue. Not dead. Sleeping. Suddenly, the ice cracked. A hand broke through. Liam fell back, terrified. His father came running with a flashlight. "Dad, there's someone in the ice." His father looked and gasped. "It can't be. That's a Titan." Scene 6. The Resistance strikes back in a desert base in Egypt. Resistance fighters planned their first real attack. Ava stood near a ship called Falcon 1. It was old, rusty, but still could fly. Colonel Darius looked at the team. "We hit their communication tower in Morocco. We cut their link. Then we run." They nodded. The team launched. 6 ships flew low through desert wind. Above them, alien drones flew. Searching, the Resistance reached the tower and opened fire. Lasers flew in every direction. 2 ships exploded. Ava flew fast, dodging beams, and reached the tower. She dropped a plasma bomb. Boom! The tower collapsed. Alien ships went dark across that region. Cheers rang on the Resistance channel. "We did it!" Someone shouted, but Ava wasn't smiling. She felt something strange in her chest. Like fire, like power, like something was changing inside her. Scene 7. Alien Science Lab. Orbitraziz entered a secret lab inside his main ship. Inside, tubes held strange bodies, half human, half alien. The scientist, a thin Kraxan with 4 eyes, bowed. "We studied the Titan DNA. Some humans still carry it." "Show me." The screen showed images of different humans around Earth. One face blinked on the screen. "Ava, this one is active." The scientist said, "She is changing." Rozak growled, "Then we kill her first." Scene 8. Yara and the jungle spirit in the Amazon. Yara walked deeper into the jungle. The trees whispered again. "They remember us," she said. She reached a hidden temple made of glowing stone. Voice spoke from the air. "Child of the earth, are you ready?" Yara closed her eyes. "Yes." The ground opened. Roots wrapped around her legs. The temple pulled her inside. Inside the heart of the jungle. She would learn the truth. She was not just a girl. She was a guardian. Scene 9. Ava's awakening back at the Resistance base. Ava woke in pain. Her skin was hot. Her eyes glowed faintly. Gold. Colonel Darius rushed to her side. "What's happening to me?" Ava asked. He looked shocked. "You're changing. You're not just human." Ava stood up slowly. She walked to a metal wall and touched it. The wall bent under her hand. Not melted, bent like rubber. She looked at her hand. I'm one of them? Darius nodded. No, you're better. Scene 10. The alien mistaker has ships sent an attack wave on South America. But in the Andes Mountains, the aliens found something unexpected. A group of humans stood still in their path. No weapons. No ships. Just glowing eyes and calm faces. Titans. The aliens fired. The humans didn't move. The beams hit and bounced back. The Titans raised their hands, and the alien ships fell from the sky like toys. Rah! Zek screamed in rage. They were supposed to be gone. Scene 11. The message to Earth Defense Command. Broadcast a message to every human on the planet. President Clark stood on screen, eyes full of steel. We are not alone. We never were. They call us weak, but we are stronger than they know. We are Earth. We fight back. Scene 12. Ava's first solo mission. Ava took Falcon 1 into the sky again. Her target, a Kraxan mining ship over Canada. She flew high, then dove fast toward the ship. Alien defenses fired, but she dodged everything. She fired 2 missiles. The ship didn't fall. Then she flew into the ship. Inside, she jumped out and began fighting. She moved fast, hit hard. Metal armor cracked under her fists. The ship began to explode. Ava jumped out just in time. The sky behind her lit up in flames. Scene 13. A warning from the past. Liam's father spoke to an old radio in their cabin. He reached a man named Director Emil Hart. We found one in the ice, he said. Hart answered slowly. Don't wake it. It's already waking. Then listen to me, Hart said. They made them to fight gods. But even gods feared them. If it remembers the truth, it may not be your friend. Liam stared at the ice as more cracks formed. Inside, the Titan opened both eyes. Scene 14. The alien retreat for the first time. Alien ships pulled back. They left some cities, stopped some attacks. They began watching. Ava noticed the change. They're scared, she said. They should be, Colonel Darius answered. Final scene. The beast in space on the far edge of the solar system. In a dark prison ship, something moved. A deep voice growled in an ancient alien tongue. I smell war. Release me. Razaka's image appeared. It's time. The prison doors opened. Chains broke. A giant creature stepped out, twice as big as a Titan. Born to destroy planets. Earth had changed. Alien ships burned cities. The skies were no longer blue. But something else had changed too. Across the forests, mountains, oceans, and deserts. They were waking up. The forgotten ones. The hidden ones. The Titans. Scene 1. The Ice Titan rises in Alaska. Liam and his father stood near the frozen lake. The cracks in the ice grew wider. Steam rose from the water as the frozen figure stepped out. 10 feet tall. Broad shoulders. Glowing blue eyes. It looked at Liam. Not with anger. With kindness. Just silence. Liam's father grabbed his rifle. Stay back. But the Titan didn't attack. It stepped forward slowly, looking at the sky. They have returned. The Titan said in a deep voice. Liam's father asked, Who are you? The Titan answered, I am Kale, first of the 7. 7 what? 7 weapons, Kale said, made by your enemies. Trained to destroy worlds. Scene 2. The Secret History. Liam and his father brought Kale into their cabin. The floor creaked under his heavy steps. Kale sat down. I will tell you a story, he said. Long ago the Kraxans came to Earth. They did not come to trade. They came to build weapons. They chose the strongest humans and changed their blood, mixed it with alien DNA. We became faster, smarter, stronger. But something happened. We began to think. We no longer obeyed. We became dangerous. They tried to kill us all. But 7 of us survived. We hid. We slept, waiting for this day. Scene 3. Ava's doubt in the desert base. Ava sat alone, staring at her hands. They glowed faintly. Gold in the dark. She had bent steel with her fingers. Lifted a tank with one hand. Survived a fireball. She was not normal anymore. I don't know what I am, she whispered. Colonel Davis entered. Your hope, he said. But what if I lose control? Then we'll help you. Ava looked up. Something inside me is waking up. It's loud. It's angry. Then let it speak, Darius said. Let it fight. Scene 4. Deep sea awakening far beneath the Atlantic Ocean. Miles below the surface. A glow lit the darkness. Fish scattered. Ancient rocks cracked. A metal pod opened. Out came a woman. Her skin shimmered like silver. She rose through the water without. Swimming. Upward. Faster. She broke the ocean surface with a wave so big it hit the shores of West Africa. Her name was Naya. She had been asleep for over 200 years. Now, she was awake, and she was angry. Scene 5. The cracks in panic in orbit. Captain Rozek watched the energy spikes on his screen. The dots were increasing. Green, yellow, then red. One red dot blinked bright over Alaska. Another over the Atlantic. Another near Brazil. They are awakening everywhere, said the alien. Scientist, Rozek roared, slamming his fist onto the control panel. They were supposed to be gone. They're not, the scientist said. Your experiment survived. Rozek turned to his war officers. Activate the orbital bombs. Kill everything below. No more games. Scene 6. Orbital bombs over Alaska. High above Alaska. 6 alien bombs dropped from the sky. Each bomb was the size of a small building. Liam saw them fall. Dad, what are those? His father grabbed the radio. They're going to destroy the region. We need to leave now. But Cale stood still looking. Up. They want to erase me, he said. He walked outside toward the center of the lake. Cale, Liam shouted. Come back. Cale didn't stop. He raised both hands to the sky. The bombs fell fast. Too fast. Then, Cale slammed his hands together. Boom. A shockwave exploded from him. The bombs were caught mid-air, frozen in place. Then they shattered into dust. Cale fell to one knee. His body steamed. Liam ran to him. Are you okay? Cale looked up, weak but alive. I am old, he said. But not dead. Scene 7. Naya's revenge on the western shore of Africa. Alien troops marched inland. They searched for signs of resistance. Instead, they found her. Naya stood on a rocky cliff, her eyes glowing white. She raised her arms. The sea obeyed. A giant wave rose behind her, taller than buildings. The alien soldiers screamed. The wave crashed down, sweeping them away like ants. From the water, Naya rose again. The oceans are mine, she said. Let them come. Scene 8. The message from the past in Germany. Director Emil Hart watched an old video file. It showed the original Titan program. He saw Cale, Naya, and 5 others standing in a lab. Back then, they were controlled by alien technology. But something had changed them. They developed thoughts. Feelings. He looked at the screen and whispered, You were never weapons. You were people. Then he made a call. Get me Ava. She's the key. Scene 9. Yara the Guardian in the jungle. Yara stood before a glowing stone gate. Her body was covered in markings, now ancient symbols of power. She had passed the jungle's test. Voices from the earth spoke to her. You are a guardian now. Protect the balance. She touched a tree, and it bloomed with golden leaves. Animals followed her. The wind carried her voice. She whispered, I hear them. The Titans are awake. She raised her hand. Green light exploded from the trees. Alien machines nearby stopped working. Rust spread across their metal. Nature had joined the fight. Scene 10. Ava meets Cale. Resistance drones picked up Cale's signal. Ava flew to Alaska in Falcon 1. When she landed, she saw him tall, powerful, and tired. Kale turned slowly to her. "You are the new one," he said. "I'm changing," Ava replied. "I don't know what's happening to me." Kale stepped forward. He placed his hand on her shoulder. "Your blood remembers. Your body becomes what it was always meant to be. Am I a Titan? You are the future." Scene 11. The Alien Council in deep space. The remaining Kraxan leaders held a meeting by hologram. "Earth is no longer weak," one said. "They have Titans. They were our weapons. Now they hunt us." One voice spoke, cold and dark. "We must release the Devourer." The room fell silent. Razek nodded. "It's time." Scene 12. The Devourer wakes far beyond the moon, in a metal prison ship. Something stirred. Chains broke. A deep growl echoed in space. A giant creature opened its eyes, red like burning suns. Its body was made of black stone and lava. It had no face, only a mouth that had eaten moons. The Devourer was awake, and it was hungry. Scene 13. Final warning. Ava stood on a snowy hill with Kale. She looked at the sky. So many ships, so many enemies. But something inside her was no longer afraid. "I can feel them," she said. "The others, the Titans, they're moving." "Yes," Kale said. "They hear your voice." She looked at him. "Mine? You are more than just Titan blood," Kale said. "You are the spark." Ava didn't understand. Not yet. But deep inside she felt a fire growing. The war was just beginning. The skies were still dark with alien warships. Cities burned. Oceans rose. Forests glowed with strange energy. But Earth was no longer silent. Now, it fought back. Scene 1. The new resistance in a desert base in Egypt. The resistance had grown strong. Colonel Darius stood before a large screen, showing Earth's map. Red marks showed alien ships. Yellow marks showed Titan signals. "This is no longer just survival," he said. "This is war." Ava stood beside him, wearing new armor. Her eyes glowed gold. She felt powerful, faster, stronger, smarter. Her Titan blood was fully awake. Darius pointed at the map. "They're using 4 towers to control the sky. If we bring those down, their shield will fall." Ava nodded. "Let's hit them hard." Scene 2. Operation Skyfall. 4 resistance teams moved across the world. Team 1. Ava led a strike team to Antarctica. Team 2. Yara led a jungle assault in Brazil. Team 3. Naya attacked the ocean tower in the Atlantic. Team 4. Kale and a group of soldiers moved toward Siberia. The operation began. Scene 3. Ava's team. The frozen tower. Ava's ship landed on thick ice. Cold winds howled. The alien tower stood high, glowing with blue light. Drones flew around it, scanning for intruders. Ava's team moved silently, using the wind to hide their steps. Suddenly, a drone spotted them. "Run!" Ava shouted. Laser beams cut through the air. One soldier fell. Ava jumped high, slamming into a drone with her fists. Metal shattered. She reached the tower's base. A control panel blinked. "Too many wires," said a soldier. "We can't read this alien tech." Ava touched the panel. Her hand glowed. The system responded. "It knows me," she whispered. The tower shook. Then exploded. Scene 4. Yara's jungle war. Deep in Brazil. Yara moved with the trees. Her team used the forest for cover. Vines wrapped around alien machines, pulling them apart. Yara raised her arms. Plants grew fast, wrapping around the alien tower. It tried to fire, but the jungle was alive. Roots crushed the base. The tower fell, swallowed by green. Scene 5. Naya's ocean strike. Naya swam through deep water like lightning. The ocean tower floated above, guarded by Kraxan submarines. Naya raised her hand. The water responded. A giant wave rose and crashed into the subs, flipping them like toys. She jumped onto the tower and punched. Its core. It melted under her touch. Scene 6. Kale's mountain fight in Siberia. Kale walked through snow. His armor was old but strong. Alien tanks fired at him. He walked through the blasts. He reached the tower and roared. The mountain shook. Rocks fell. The tower broke. 4 towers down. Scene 7. Alien shield falls in space. The alien shield around Earth collapsed. Ships lost control. Many fell from the sky. Rozek watched in anger. They broke our link. His second-in-command said. Their titans lead them. They are stronger than before. Rozek shouted. Then it's time to release him, the Devourer. Scene 8. The Devourer arrives. The stars bent. Space twisted. Then a black shape appeared near Earth. The Devour. It was a beast of dark stone and fire. Its eyes were red holes. Its body glowed with lava. It opened its mouth and swallowed a moon fragment near Jupiter. Then it turned toward Earth. Scene 9. Fear spreads. Earth's people saw the sky burn red. News stations stopped. Radios went silent. A deep voice echoed in the air, not through speakers, but inside minds. I have come. I was made to end you. Your titans cannot stop me. Panic spread across the world, but the resistance stood firm. Ava stepped forward. We don't run. Scene 10. The last council. Colonel Darius called a secret meeting. Ava, Kale, Naya, Yara, and Director Emil joined through holograms. Kale said, the Devourer cannot be killed by force. Director Emil added, he eats energy. The more we hit him, the stronger he gets. Yara said, then how do we stop him? Naya spoke calmly. We need to shut him down from inside. Ava looked around. I'll go in. Darius shook his head. It's suicide. I'm the spark, Ava said. Kale told me. If I can burn bright enough, maybe I can burn him from within. Scene 11. Building the core spear in an underground lab. Engineers built a new weapon, the core spear, made from old alien tech and powered by Ava's DNA. It was the only thing that could cut into the Devourer's heart. Kale stood beside her. This will end you too, he said. Ava smiled. Or maybe it will set me free. Scene 12. The final flight. Ava flew Falcon 1 straight into space. The Devourer grew larger ahead of her. Alien ships tried to stop her, but titans on Earth destroyed them from the ground. Kale lifted a mountain and threw it. Naiy, a frozen entire sky fleet. Yara called the forest to burn their landing zones. The path was clear. Scene 13. Entering the beast. Ava dove into the Devourer's mouth. Darkness swallowed her. Inside it was alive flesh and stone. Fire ran through veins. She flew toward the core, holding the spear. Whispers filled her ears. Join me. You are one of us. You are power. No, she said. I'm human. The heart glowed ahead. She aimed the spear and threw it with all her strength. Boom. Light exploded. Scene 14. The sky clears on Earth. People looked up. The red clouds faded. The stars returned. Alien ships turned to dust and fell. Devourer was gone. So was Ava. Silence followed. Then cheers. Earth had won. Scene 15. 1 year later, the Earth was rebuilding. Cities rose again. The Titans had vanished, hiding once more. But stories spread. Children drew pictures of Ava. Statues were built in her name. She became legend. Final scene. The spark lives on in a small mountain village. A little girl played with rocks. She lifted one. It floated in the air. Her eyes glowed faintly gold. Her mother called, "Come inside, Ava." The girl smiled. Some sparks never die. The world had fought back. Ava had led the resistance. The Titans had awakened. Alien ships had fallen. But now, something worse was coming. Something no one could stop. The Devourer. Scene 1. The silence before, in the skies over Earth, there was no sound. Alien ships had stopped attacking. The resistance thought they had won. People celebrated in broken cities, but the Titans felt it. Kale stood on a mountain in Alaska. Eyes closed. He whispered, "It's not over." Naya swam through deep ocean water and stopped suddenly. She felt the cold. The fear. Yara in the jungle placed her hand on the soil. The trees were shaking, and far above Earth, something was waking up. Scene 2, the edge of the solar system on. A dark moon near Saturn. Chains began to break. Inside a prison built by ancient aliens, the creature opened its eyes. It had no voice, only hunger. Its body was made of black rock and lava. Its heart beat once, and nearby stars dimmed. The devourer had waited thousands of years. It was used only once before, and that planet no longer existed. Now it had a new target. Earth. Scene 3. Razek's last move inside a Kraxan escape ship. Captain Razek was wounded, but alive. His chest armor was broken. His left arm was gone, but he still had a voice. He activated a beacon. A hologram of the Devourer's prison appeared. Command code, Release Protocol Omega. The beacon glowed red. In space, the prison cracked open. The creature stepped out. Razek smiled with blood in his mouth. Let them feel fear. Then he collapsed. Scene 4. The sky burns. People across Earth looked up. Strange dark cloud spread across the sky. But it wasn't a cloud. It was smoke from space. Fire that didn't need air. The sun dimmed. Birds stopped flying. Animals hid. Phones, radios, and satellites went silent. Then the Earth shook. Hard. From space, the Devourer entered the atmosphere. A black meteor glowing with red cracks. It screamed as it fell. Its body tore the sky apart. It landed in the Sahara Desert with a sound louder than anything Earth had ever heard. Boo! Sand turned to glass. Winds rushed across continents. The planet held its breath. Scene 5. The first attack from the crater. The Devourer stood up. Over 100 meters tall. It had no face, no eyes, just a huge mouth full of fire. It walked forward. With each step, the ground died. Plants turned black. Rivers dried. It pointed one hand toward a human city 200 kilometers away. A beam of pure destruction shot out. The city was gone in 1 second. No smoke. No ash. Just nothing. Scene 6. The resistance gathers in the Egypt base. Colonel Darius stood in front of a glowing screen. "It's here," he said. The Devourer. Zara, now leader of Falcon Squad, asked, "What can stop it?" "Nothing we know," Darius said. Kale walked in. "There may be one way," he said. The room turned silent. Kale continued, "We must find the first spark, the source of Titan power." "But Ava's gone," Zara said. Kale shook his head. "Ava was not the first. She was the key. But the first Titan still lives in ice far below the southern pole." Scene 7. Mission to the pole. Zara, Theo, and Yara joined Kale in a ship headed to Antarctica. As they flew, they looked down. Cities had gone dark. Alien ships now followed the Devourer like shadows. It was a walking star, and Earth was melting before it. Kale looked down and said, "If we fail, there will be nothing left to save." Scene 8. The cave of ice in Antarctica. They landed on a frozen plateau. Kale walked ahead and pointed to a spot. "The Titan buried here is the oldest of us all," he said. "Even I do not know his full power." They used explosives to break the ice. They found a round metal door covered in alien runes. Kale placed his hand on it. The door opened. Inside was a single chamber, and a giant body frozen in crystal. Taller than Kale. Stronger. Darker. But still not awake. Scene 9. The voice in the ice. Kale placed his hand on the crystal. "Brother, it's time." The crystal cracked. The figure opened glowing white eyes. It spoke in a voice like thunder. "Who calls me?" "I do," Kale said. "The world is ending." The ancient Titan named Rovan stepped forward. His voice was heavy. "You shouldn't have woken me. Zara said. Earth is dying. The devourer is here. Rovan looked at her. Then I will die with it. I caused this long ago. Kale stepped closer. You didn't cause it. They did. But now, only you can stop it. Rovan raised his hand. A symbol glowed in the air, the same one that Ava once carried. Then I must finish what she started. Scene 10. Earth's last stand. The devourer moved toward the Atlantic. If it touched the ocean, it would poison the water for centuries. In New York, resistance teams held the line. They fired missiles, lasers, and plasma guns. Nothing worked. One blast from the devourer destroyed 10 tanks. In Brazil, Yara called the trees to block its path. The forest rose high, but burned instantly. Nay, it tried to pull water over it, but it turned to steam before it touched the monster. Even Kale attacked with full power. The devourer didn't even notice. Scene 11. Rovan enters the fight. Rovan arrived from the sky. He landed hard in front of the devourer. The ground broke under his feet. The two giants faced each other. For the first time, the devourer stopped. It turned its head slowly. Rovan spoke one word. Leave. The devourer roared. The battle began. Fists like meteors clashed. Rocks flew like bombs. With a glowing punch, but it didn't fall. The devourer struck back, burning part of Rovan's armor. They fought across deserts, mountains, and rivers, and still, neither could win. Scene 12. The fire seed. Zara remembered something. Before Ava died, she had given Zara a small metal box. She opened it. Inside was a tiny red crystal. She heard Ava's voice in her mind. If the devourer comes, give this to the one with the oldest blood. She ran to Rovan as he struggled. Take this. Rovan caught the crystal. His eyes widened. This is the fire seed, he said. It was lost. Zara nodded. Ava found it. Rovan placed it into his chest. His body glowed white-hot. The air exploded around him. Scene 13. The end of the devoureur's body changed. He grew taller. His fists burned like suns. The devourer attacked, but this time, Rovan didn't fall. He grabbed the monster's arm and tore it off. He flew into the sky with the devourer and screamed, "For Earth!" He punched the devourer's core. The crystal inside cracked. The devourer began to collapse. Its fire went out. Its body turned to stone. It fell to the ground and shattered into dust. Scene 14. The world watches. People across the planet watched on screens and in the skies. The fire in the sky faded. The stars returned. Birds began to sing again. Children smiled. The war was not over, but the worst was gone. For now, Earth had survived. Scene 15. Rovan's goodbye. Aravan stood on a mountain, looking at the sky. Zara walked up to him. You saved us. No, Rovan said. I paid my debt. He looked tired. His body cracked. He smiled once, and then he turned to light and vanished. Final scene. A new beginning. 1 year later, the world was rebuilding. Alien ships were gone. Titans had returned to their places, waiting, watching. Zara now led the Earth Defense Council. Kale lived in the northern mountains, training new protectors. People told stories of Ava and Rovan. They said Earth had monsters, but they protected the world. And if danger ever returned, so would they. The devourer was gone. The skies were clear again. The world had survived the worst. But peace never lasts long. Buried deep in the earth, something else was waking. Not a monster. Not a hero. A secret. A truth forgotten by time. Scene 1. A signal. From below it started with a sound. A strange, slow pulse coming from the Earth's core. Not natural. Not human. It echoed across deep listening stations. In a lab beneath Norway, a scientist named Dr. Isla Norberg stared at the signal on her screen. She whispered, "This isn't just noise. It's language." She called the Earth Defense Council. And that's when things changed. Scene 2. The council meets again in the New Geneva Dome. The new Earth Defense Council gathered. Zara stood at the head. Kale stood beside her, silent and strong. Dr. Isla presented her findings. This signal isn't coming from aliens. It's coming from under our feet. She showed old maps and strange ancient symbols. This same signal has appeared before -5,000 years ago, during the First Titan War. Yara leaned forward. What does it mean? Kale's face turned pale. It means they didn't just create Titans. They buried something else. Scene 3. The Forbidden's Memory. That night, Kale walked alone in the Resistance Garden. He sat beside a flame and closed his eyes. He let his mind drift deep into his memories. He saw flashes, a great war among Titans, a city made of white stone floating in the sky. A Titan with silver skin, sharp eyes, and a voice like thunder. Kale opened his eyes and whispered, "Vora." Scene 4. Project Vora back in the old Titan research base beneath Africa. Director Emil Hart opened a vault. Inside were old data drives, hidden for centuries. One file stood out. Project VOR classified level 0. He clicked play. A video began. In it, a younger Emil spoke directly to the camera. Vora was not like other Titans. She was smarter, faster, too perfect. She rejected our orders. She said we were weak. She said she would save the Earth by ruling it. The video ended with one word: locked. Scene 5. Strange lights in Siberia, in a frozen village in Siberia. The ground shook. Lights glowed under the snow. A deep hole opened, smooth, black, perfect. Miners who found it vanished. When soldiers entered, they found no bodies. Just symbols glowing on the walls. Vora will return. Scene 6. Zara's choice. Zara sat with Kale in a quiet room. "We should send a team to the hole," she said. Kale shook his head. "No. If Vora wakes, she'd destroy everything. We sealed her for a reason." "But maybe she knows something about our enemies," Zara replied. Kale looked at her. "She isn't an ally. She's a weapon without chains." Zara stood. "We don't have a choice. We need answers." Scene 7. Into the depths. Zara, Theo, and Dr. Isla formed a small team. They flew into Siberia and lowered themselves into the hole using ropes and drones. It wasn't just a tunnel. It was a lab. Ancient, beautiful. Walls hummed with power. Floors shifted as they walked. At the bottom, they found a room, and in the center, a sealed pod. Inside the pod floated a woman. Tall, silver-skinned, with eyes that glowed violet. Dr. Isla gasped. "She's alive." The pod's lights blinked green. Awakening process. 96%. Scene 8. The awakening of Vora alarms rang in the base. Kale saw the signal on the resistance mainframe. They opened the pod. He said. He jumped onto a dropship and flew straight to Siberia, but it was too late. Inside the underground chamber, the pod opened with a hiss. Vora stepped out. Her feet touched the floor like thunder. She looked at Zara. "You are not the creators," Zara said. "We're human, like you." Vora laughed. "I'm not human." She looked around and stretched her arms. "It's good to be free again." Scene 9. Vora's message. Vora walked through the ancient halls like she owned them. Dr. Isla asked, "Why were you sealed?" Vora stopped. "I told the truth. They were afraid of it." Kale landed outside and ran into the chamber. He saw Vora and froze. She smiled at him. "Still alive, Kale? You look tired." "You shouldn't be awake," he said. "I should have ruled this world," she replied. "But now, maybe I still can." Zara stepped between them. "We don't want war." Vora turned to her. "You already have it. You just don't see the real enemy yet." Scene 10. The real enemy back in space. Far beyond the solar system, a hidden alien fleet received a signal from Earth. A shape moved in the dark, not Kraxon. older, stronger, smarter. The Joel, KAR. The creators of the Kraxans and of the Titans. 1. Voice whispered across the galaxy. Vora has awakened. Begin Phase 2, Scene 11, The Dream of Fire. That night, Zara had a dream. She saw the Earth burning. Titan bodies broken. Alien fleets surrounding the planet like a cage. In the center, Vora stood on a tower, smiling. Behind her, something darker. Something with no name. She woke up screaming. Kale was already standing near her bed. You saw it too, he said. Scene 12. The council divided. The next day, the Earth Council met again. Half wanted to keep Vora alive to learn from her. Half wanted to seal her again. Zara stood up. If we fight each other now, we'll lose everything. Kale said nothing. Vora entered the room. Everyone went silent. She walked to the center and placed her hand on the table. There's something coming, she said. Not the Kraxans. Not the Devourer. The ones who made us all. They are returning. Scene 13. The memory chamber. Vora took them to an old chamber hidden in mountains of Tibet. Inside were thousands of glowing orbs, each one a memory. She touched one, and it showed the past, the first humans, the arrival of the Jolkar, the creation of Titans using Earth DNA, the failure of their plan, the rise of Vora, her rebellion. She looked at Zara. They feared me because I saw what was coming. Then help us, Zara said. Vora smiled slightly. I might. Scene 14. A choice. Gale spoke with Vora alone. You were never meant to rule. I was meant to survive, she answered. Kale asked, will you protect this world? Vora turned to him, her eyes glowing. I will protect it. In my own way. Kale didn't trust her, but Earth didn't have time to argue. Final scene. Phase 2 begins in deep space. The Jolkar fleet moved. Millions of ships. Massive creatures, living weapons, all heading toward Earth. And in their center, a glowing black egg pulsing with energy. The voice of the Jolkar spoke across the stars. Earth must not rise again. The war against the Kraxans was over. The Devourer had fallen. Earth was healing. But peace was just the surface. Beneath that calm, something darker moved. Something ancient. Something forgotten. The real war was about to begin. Scene 1. The night sky changes in a small village in Argentina. A boy named Luis looked up. He loved watching stars. But this night, the stars moved. Dozens of them. No. Not stars. Ships. Big. Silent. Slow. He ran to his mother. Mama, the sky is falling. She came out, looked up, and screamed. Scene 2. Earth Defense Alert. At Earth Defense Command, alarms blared. Zara ran into the command center. All satellites. Detecting unknown ships, said an officer. Kale stood at the window, arms crossed. They're not Kraxans, he said. They're worse. Vora walked in slowly, her silver eyes glowing. They're here, she whispered. The ones who made us. Scene 3. Who are the Jolkar? In a sealed room, Vora showed everyone a new memory orb. Inside, a galaxy burned. Titan prototypes fell like insects. A great dark shape moved through space like a shadow with wings. The Jolkar, she explained. They created the Kraxans and the Titans. We were test subjects. Earth was a lab. Kale asked, why are they coming now? Vora looked cold. Because we were not supposed to survive. Scene 4. Earth's panic all over the world. People watched strange shapes in the sky. News channels couldn't explain them. In cities, giant holograms appeared. Images of ancient Jolkar language. They said one word, surrender. Fear returned. This time, Earth had seen worse. And it was ready. Scene 5. Titan Council formed for the first time in history. All living Titans met together. Kale, Naya, Yara, and Vora. Zara stood with them. This is no longer a human war, she said. This is about Earth itself. Kale said, the Zholkar don't care about life, only control. Yara added, nature is rising. Even the trees feel their darkness. Vora nodded. If we don't fight, they will reset this planet. Zara raised her fist, then we fight. Scene 6. The Zholkar land in the deserts of Australia. The first Zholkar ships landed. They were not made of metal. They were alive, like giant shells, with glowing skin and thousands of legs. From inside. The collectors came, tall, thin, with sharp armor and glowing yellow eyes. They didn't speak. They just moved forward, scanning, tagging, vaporizing. Scene 7. Battle at Red Rock. Falcon Squad was sent to stop the collectors. Zara led from the front. With Theo and 5 Titan chosen fighters, they used plasma rifles, tanks, and jet drones. But the collectors didn't bleed. They didn't slow. Zara called for air support. Just as they were about to be overrun, Kale dropped from the sky. He smashed into the earth like a meteor. The ground cracked. Kale roared and charged. He broke 3 collectors with his bare hands. Zara shouted, the Titan has entered the fight. Scene 8. Vora's secret plan while others fought. Vora moved alone. She entered an old alien vault hidden beneath Greenland. Only she could unlock it. Inside was a machine, shaped like a star. She placed her hand on it. The machine lit up and spoke. In an ancient voice, authority confirmed. Vora Class Prime. Do you wish to activate planetary reset? She smiled. Not yet. She took the core crystal and left. Scene 9. The bioweapon hatching. Africa. Dr. Isla worked in the Earth lab. Suddenly, alarms rang. Something's breaking through the crust. She yelled. From the ground burst a Zholkar bioseed, a living tower made of bone and wires. It spread black smoke across miles. Anything it touched melted. YR appeared with a wave of green light. She spoke to the trees. The forest answered. Roots wrapped the tower, but they burned quickly. Yara placed her hand on the ground and screamed. Thousands of vines exploded upward. The tower cracked, but didn't fall. Then Naya arrived, with a wave of ocean water pulled across 50 kilometers. Together, they drowned it. Scene 10. Zholkar hive mind speaks in every human mind. A voice whispered. Cold, echoing, empty. This world is flawed. You have disobeyed. We return it to order. Zara fell to her knees. Kale clenched his fists. Even Vora looked disturbed. Then the voice said, bring us the spark, or Earth will be broken. Kale turned to Vora. They want Ava. But Ava is gone, Zara said. Vora looked down. No, she isn't. Scene 11. The spark lives in a quiet forest in Canada. A young girl named Mira lived with her grandmother. She could hear animals before they made a sound. She could lift stones without touching them, and her eyes glowed gold at night. Zara and Kale arrived by DROPSHIP. When Myra saw Kale, she ran and hugged him. Uncle Kale. Kale smiled. Zara whispered, is she? Kale nodded. Ava's daughter. Scene 12. Protecting Mira the Zhol. Car knew. They sent a collector swarm to the forest. Kale stayed behind with Mira, and the grandmother. Zara flew to call reinforcements. But the creatures came fast. Kale fought, like a storm, for everyone he crushed. 3 more came. Mira screamed, and light exploded from her. The swarm froze mid-air. Then burned to ash. Kale looked at her shocked. You're stronger than your mother, he said. Scene 13. The plan to strike back. Earth Command. The Titans met again. We must strike their hive ship, said Zara. Dr. Isla said. That's impossible. It's in orbit, shielded by living metal. Vora opened her hand. The stolen crystal from the vault floated above it. With this we can reach it. Kale looked at her. Why are you helping? Vora didn't answer, but Mira stood beside her. You're afraid, the girl said. Vora's eyes narrowed. Smart child. Final scene. Into the storm, a fleet of Earthships, piloted by humans and Titans, launched into orbit. Mira sat in a chair surrounded by glowing energy. The spark was ready. The hive was near, and the final phase was beginning. In deep space, the Zholkar waited. A voice spoke. The experiment has lasted long enough. Earth must fall. The sky was full of fire. The stars were hidden behind alien warships. The Zholkar had come to finish Earth. But Earth was not ready to die. Scene 1. The final war begins. From Earth's surface, thousands of ships launched. Human pilots, Titan warriors, old machines reactivated. Falcon Squad led the charge. Zara stood in her command ship, eyes locked on the giant alien hive ship in orbit. "This is it," she said. "No backup, no second chance." Kale stood behind her, arms crossed. "We fight, we don't stop, no matter what." And in the center of the fleet, inside a glowing capsule, Mira waited. The spark had awakened. Scene 2. The hive ship. The Zholkar hive ship was not made of steel. It was a living creature, bigger than a moon, covered in black veins and pulsing red lights. Dozens of tendrils stretched toward Earth like claws. Inside the ship, alien voices whispered. "Spark detected. Activate final purge. Clean the system." The ship opened its mouth. A city-sized beam cannon. Countdown began. 60 seconds to planetary strike. Scene 3. Mira's choice. Inside the glowing capsule, Mira floated. Energy ran through her veins. Her skin sparkled with light. She heard everything: the alien voices, the fear of humans, the thoughts of Titans. She closed her eyes, and she saw her mother. Ava, standing in white light. "You don't have to be me," Ava whispered. "You have to be stronger." Mira opened her eyes. "I'm ready." Scene 4. Titan assault. Kale, Naya, Yara, and Vora launched themselves toward the hive ship. They punched through living armor. They tore through collector beasts. Blood, not red, but glowing blue, splashed across space. Vora used the stolen vault crystal to open a breach. Inside, they saw the core mind, a black orb with hundreds of blinking alien eyes. Kale charged. The core fired a gravity wave. Kale crashed into a wall. Vora flew upward and screamed. "We need Mira now." Scene 5. Enter the spark. Zara gave the command. "Mira, go." Mira floated out of her ship, surrounded by a glowing shield. She flew faster than light. She entered the hive. Everything around her screamed in pain. The Zholkar felt her. "Too bright. Shut it down. Shut her down." They launched every weapon they had, but Mira didn't stop. Scene 6. The final confrontation at the heart of the hive ship. Mira stood in front of the core mind. It changed shape. A monster made of tentacles, spikes, and eyes. It spoke through every surface. "You are a mistake. Power from broken blood. You cannot last." Mira raised her hands. "No, I'm not a mistake. I'm the future." She glowed brighter than a star. The hive shook. The core mind screamed. Scene 7. Sacrifice. The Zholkar core tried to escape. Vora, bloody and burned, grabbed the escaping mind. "You will not return again." She looked at Mira. "You carry the future. I carry the past." Then she pulled the core into herself. There was a flash of light. Vora vanished. Scene 8. Earth holds the line. Back on Earth, alien spores rained down. Cities were on fire. But humanity didn't run. Firefighters fought beside soldiers. Farmers protected water wells. Old people handed rifles to young ones. Even children threw stones at drones. Voice echoed across the airwaves. It was Zara. "We are not experiments. We are Earth, and we fight until the last breath." Scene 9. Ending the hive. Mira flew to the center of the hive. She placed her hands on the final core. "Your time is over." Her body became light. The spark burned through the ship like fire through paper. Kale grabbed Naya and Yara. "Now!" Out. The Titans escaped as the hive ship collapsed. It fell toward the sun and exploded. Scene 10. Silence. Skies were quiet. Jokar ships powered down. Collectors stopped moving. No more whispers. Just wind. And then cheers. From every city. Every mountain. Every ocean. Earth had won. Scene 11. Aftermath. Kale returned to the mountains. He carried Myra's capsule. It was empty, but the air was warm. She's not gone, he said. She became something more. Yara returned to the jungle. Naya to the sea. And Zara stood before the new Earth Assembly. No one will forget this war, she said. But we will remember what we became. Final scene. The Girl in the Stars. 10 years later. A young boy on Mars looked up at the sky. He saw a shooting star. He smiled. Then the star slowed and stopped. A voice echoed in the wind. Earth lives.